Drill 92.3, man. LA's home for hip-hop. Bootleg Kev sitting here with the good homie of mine, man. He got a new album out. We got Macklemore in the building.
Yeah.
Mac, what up, bro?
Man, I'm grinding out here on the press.
You are, and the album is insane, by the way. I listened to it front to back. It is a hell of a body of work, man.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
Yeah, a lot of people like that just caught on with the heist don't know, this is not like your first project without Ryan Lewis.
True. True.
What is it like working without Ryan, but with this level of stardom now?
I think at first when we decided to take the break, it was scary.
Mm-hmm.
It was like I haven't been in the studio without Ryan for like 9 years. But then when you get back in there, and I worked with, some close friends of mine, Budo and Tyler Dobbs, who produced the majority of the album. It's just like riding a bike. You just start. And we didn't start with like, this is an album, this is what it's gonna be, this is the name. Like there was no expectations. It was like, let's just make cuts, let's have fun, let's record in the basement with the homies and do it how we've always done it. And once you start that and you get 5, 6, 7 songs, you're like, okay, these are tight. That's when it just started to flow. I never made an album as fast as I made this album.
Something that I always appreciated about you, especially over the last couple of years, in my opinion, like the worst thing going on in hip hop right now is just the promotion of opiates. Like I think it's real fucked up. And you got like the record like Kevin and Drug Dealer, which like that Drug Dealer video is fucking crazy.
Thanks, man.
But why is that issue so personal to you? Because I think you're really the only guy who's really tackling it like head on. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I've experienced it myself, opioid abuse, drug addiction. I've experienced it from a place of losing a lot of homies to it now.
For sure, me too, man.
And just watching what it's done to not only the youth of America, but to the general public of America. It's a disease that doesn't discriminate. And it's tricky. It's interesting. I haven't talked about this yet, but I just had a kidney stone. And in Europe, I had it in Europe.
Right.
I don't know if you know anything about kidney stones, but
I know you have to like piss it out, right?
Yeah, you have to piss it out, but the pain level is
supposed to be crazy.
It's, I can't say this as a man, but women equate it to giving birth.
Ooh.
And being over in Europe, they just treat it way different. Like they're not like, oh, here's like a bottle of like Percocet, like go do your thing.
Yeah,
like,
go handle it, just dump yourself. And just
because like if you have a bottle of Percocet and you're prescribed it, like you are going to have withdrawal symptoms.
No matter
and they
what.
don't tell you that at the doctor. They don't tell you like, okay, you're gonna have to get off
even if
this.
you just go through your prescription.
Even if you just go through what, every 4 to 6 hours, all that, you will have withdrawal symptoms. You are withdrawing from dope. And they don't tell you that at the doctor. So, yeah, I think we live in a country that is plagued by big pharma. We are overprescribed, and I'm always going to speak about it.
It's crazy that, in 2017, there's not a lot of conscious rappers. And I know a lot of people wouldn't consider you a conscious rapper, and I hate putting labels on rappers like that.
Yeah.
But, like, I feel like you're the closest thing to, like, what we have to, like, a real mainstream conscious rapper. Do you feel that at all? Do you take that burden on as like somebody who has to be kind of the responsible guy?
No, I don't take.
Because you have a lot of fun, obviously, as well.
I have fun, man. Like with this album, I didn't want to be like, okay, now like Trump's president, and I have to talk about this. I have to talk about this social issue. Like I'm gonna speak on those issues when they hit my heart and I feel inspired to write a song. And I wrote political records for the album.
Well, fuck Donald Trump. The remix was fire,
That's true.
by the way.
That's true. Thank you. But for me, with the pen, like I wrote some political stuff. It is, to me, felt slightly forced. And if it feels slightly forced in any way, or I'm like, I already said this. Like I don't need to say this again. I can go and speak in front of a classroom, or I can, speak in front of an audience or whatever, but I don't necessarily need to keep making the same record to drive the same point across.
Yeah.
That's not
People
to say
kind
that
of know
like,
your stance on shit,
they know
too.
the stance, but, I could be more powerful in other arenas. Like this was an album that I was like, it turned out the way that it turned out. There's a lot of different subjects on it, but I was in a great place, and that's what I tapped into.
I know you're a big football fan, big Seahawks fan. I'm a Cardinals fan. I'm from Arizona, so we have that rivalry. But I've kind of been chilling on the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Just not. I mean, obviously the Kaepernick shit and all that, but I just feel like in general, like the NFL is just It's just been a bad look the last year. So
yeah.
What is your stance on? Are you watching the Hawks this year?
You know, last Sunday was the first time that I voluntarily didn't watch the Seahawks game. Meaning, you know, I could have watched the game. I was around, and yeah, it just didn't sit right. You know, I just didn't.
It just feels dirty watching football.
It felt
weird.
It
does,
felt
man.
weird. I wasn't like, I didn't feel like, oh, this is tough. I should do this. I should, you know, it's just like, nah, like I don't feel right about watching football today. You know, I've been having a ton of conversations about it, thinking about it, and you know, then just seeing how Trump reacted to it, and it just didn't feel like the day to watch football, and I don't think I'm going to watch it this Sunday. And you know, I think I stand with Kaepernick. I support what Kaepernick's doing. I think that he's using his platform in the best way possible to raise awareness around police brutality, the way that people of color are treated in America. And he's doing an amazing job at it, not just with him, you know, kneeling and it being about him, but using his financial resources to spread out amongst the people. Like, that's what a true leader is.
True.
Kaepernick is displaying that.
He's putting his money where his mouth
exactly.
is. 100%. Let's. I know you're in a rush, man. I'm curious. On the album, you say you want to be a feminist, but you still watch the porno. What are your top 5 porn stars of all time?
From Kaepernick to porn stars.
Yo, man, this is a very condensed interview here. We got to get a lot of shit in quickly.
You know what? I'm not good with like porn star names. I'm kind of more into the amateur porno.
Okay.
So I don't have like, you know, Jenna Jameson and then like
right.
I'm not like the biggest porn stars to me. Like I got a couple.
We need some names, bro.
I got a couple. But I like the amateur stuff, man. I like to be like, man, that could be me. I could be doing that.
Like, yeah, like it's just like some normal like shit.
Yeah, some you know, some freaky but normal, some normal stuff too.
That's what's up, man. What are your top 5 if you had to go to prison and you had one God forbid, if you had one iPod you know, with 5 albums on it, what 5 albums would you put on it?
Oh. I would pick probably 5 John Coltrane albums.
It's lit.
I would pick Blue Train, Love Supreme, and then he's got a couple collection albums. Coltrane for Lovers, Volume 2, Volume 1, and then the last one, I would bring Gemini.
It's lit.
Because you just got to remind yourself, I was doing that.
I was doing my thing, man. I was doing my thing. Yeah. Well, the album is dope, Mac. Like, real shit, bro. I still think somehow you're hella underrated. I don't know, you know, people like, I hate how like you had all that success and people just kind of just overlooked like how true to the culture you are and how dope of an MC you are. You know what I'm saying? Bro. And so, yeah, you do your thing, man. Go get the album. It's out right now, Gemini. And this guy's rapping his ass off on it, man. Appreciate you, my G.
Thank you, homie.
All good, man.